I think they have been, yeah.
Does it have voice? Like, do you kind of narrate as you go through?
No, it doesn't have that. That would be maybe too much at once.
Yeah, we're just doing wet lab in Sat 3. No audio.
In here somewhere?
Yeah, that's good.
That'd be kind of cool, though. Just have someone off watch narrate the whole thing.
Off watch does not happen in the wet lab. It's all hands on deck.
Yeah, I don't see
All
how
right.
you guys do it.
I guess it's going to be me narrating what's happening.
Oh, geez.
Benny Hill playing constantly.
Oh, it's uphill there. Stuff the manip in the mud. It's black under there.
Pre-core check. That's what that
Pre-core
was.
check.
All right, I'll write that down on the log.
Can't win today.
I got you.
Sure the boss is watching too. What is he doing?
Doing pre-core checks. 'Cause you want, it's like the other ones that were like there wasn't any. It's all hard and stuff, and you couldn't get very deep. Got to make sure with the.
Oh, it's soft, all right.
Soft?
Yeah.
Softer than the last one. We'll see. We're about to see.
What to see.
Surfaces.
This is like a Jello consistency, but with like fruit in it, with fruit in it to give it rigidity.
Like how much gelatin did you add into this Jello is the question.
Try not to get it all up over the porch again.
Yeah.
See it just starting to come.
Alrighty.
All right.
So that
switch
blue-
cameras and
Blue tape one.
Roger.
The goal is for 2 cores here, Leela?
Yes.
I need the bubble cam too, otherwise I'm swinging blind.
I have like 5 things to do. What? Oh, here we go. Nope, that's not it. There we go. Boom.
Maybe left and up a bit.
Left. Left and up.
Yeah, then I can see the core tube come around and make sure I'm not stuffing it in the dirt.
Get you, get you, get you. I like the orange along the craft. Like a racing stripe.
Sorry, you did say the blue one, right?
Yep, blue.
I find it harder to get these things out up higher.
Oh yeah?
Yeah,
But is it easier to get them back in?
when they're lower, because like the manip only lifts up.
Yeah.
Right, and then the shoulders all the way up. Robert likes them up higher, so you can see them better.
I know he likes that he thinks it's easier to get them into the quivers when they're higher.
Yeah, because you can see it.
Seeing sounds like a nice thing.
Grip force 9 maximum. Ooh. Yeah, it was. Still caught? No. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I have trouble getting them out here because I guess just those closer ones. Definitely uphill.
Can we zoom in whatever those big white patches are? Just curious what that is.
Sure. Okay, should be good for full zoom there.
Coming in full zoom.
That looks matte-y.
Matt E.
Matte-y. Okay, so we can, yeah, you can, what you're looking at right now would be a perfect area to core.
Okay.
Anything that looks
Ooh,
like that.
You want the little curly ones down, the little like white
The
The
cotton ball looking thing?
Yeah, that's the word I wanted.
Sure, you can get a cotton ball in there too.
Right. Okay, you want to
I
zoom
need
out a
that
bit?
cotton ball though, that exact one.
Why should just be a cotton ball?
I'll zoom out a little more. I gotta find the minute. There it is. Okay, you can zoom in again.
Yeah, so one of those bigger matty chunks.
That guy there.
Felt like a sad sea star up to the right.
It might be, it might not be that sad.
No, it's lounging in the sand.
It's hiding. Hey.
Is it that time finally?
Cookie time.
Yeah.
That's good.
Happy there?
Look at that. Look at that.
Again,
Look at
no layers at all.
Okay, you can zoom out a bit as I come up there.
Coming up.
Beautiful.
This is sample 028 if it's a success.
028,
Full wide.
and it will be a success. I can feel it.
I can feel it too. But
I don't know if Dan can feel it.
I can feel a cookie.
Yeah, let the cookie be your motivation.
Let the cookie be your guide.
Hi.
All right, video watch swap.
Roger, thank you.
For a second, I thought that was you getting up mid-core, Dan.
Oh, tempting.
Oh.
Fling it out of there.
Don't do that.
I feel like if you were going to do commentary on this kind of thing, it would have to be like a golf commentator. He goes, oh, he's coming up to the
It's
hole.
Must be that boring for you guys.
Nice, Dan.
Yay.
my
Yay.
Love tap.
Doink.
Doink. Is that all the way down? Yeah.
Yeah, it seems to be in there. You're gonna go for another one there, are you?
Yeah, the one right behind it.
I think we got, is it time to get out of here?
Is
Leave
that
some-
Is that a taller one?
That's a T-handle, I think.
No. The
It
blue
is.
one that we just put in, is that a taller
I
one?
don't think it should be the same height as the others.
Because it looks like from
It
this
does.
angle. Looks
From this
kinda
angle,
high.
it's so hard to tell, though.
Okay, I'm gonna, we're gonna sign off and
Okay.
watch change here. Thank
Yep.
you, everybody. That was fun.
Thank you.
Sorry
Cookie
for
time.
the mangled sample. Okay, hello. Tamara back there? Leaving. Got Nicole. Gauges are all good, Randy?
Gauges are all good.
Okay,
All right, I'm here. Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you.
I can hear you.
Yay, it
Loud
works
and clear.
today. How are you doing?
Good. Are we going to do another core right here?
Yes.
All right.
And then she asked if we could also do the 5th core, but 5 meters away after this one.
Sure thing.
Shannon, what's our sample number?
The 4th core is going to be sample 29.
29. Okay.
T-handle? Who puts a T-handle in there? Where's Bubble? Can you get Bubble on the arm position there, Randy?
Roger.
Right here, okay?
Yep, that looks good.
Zoom in there a little bit, Tammy, please. It's good. Far enough?
Looks good.
All right. Okay, full wide, please.
Okay, sample 29.
Whoa.
It's a little bit blind the way we have the camera now.
Yeah, that's a tough spot.
Okay, and one more 5 meters ahead or away?
Yeah, she just asked 5 meters away from the seep. It would be good to get a
Roger.
core.
Hey, Randy, I'll get the bubble cam over the porch, please. Maybe just over here to the right a little bit.
Yeah.
Here, okay?
That should work. I think she just wanted a little different of an environment.
Sure, yeah. Okay, show me the arm again, Randy, please.
Sure.
And zoom in there, Tammy. Right here, okay?
Looks good.
Not there.
Oh,
All right. Okay, full wide, please.
and Jeff, that was sample 30.
Got it, thanks.
Blew out the top there. Back. That last one, that core quiver might not have a hole drilled in it.
Yeah, I noticed that. I'll ask Leela in just
Maybe
a
make a
second.
note, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought we got them all, but that looked like the water forced it out. Randy, can you note that in our log there?
Sure, I can note that. Put it in.
Jesus.
Okay.
Dan had a note on it. Yeah, let's see. Can you read it? The ego inflator.
Yeah. No, you're full.
You guys doing okay up there?
Yeah.
Excellent sampling, Mike. How about that?
I don't know. The last one doesn't look too good. Blame it on the quiver.
So the plan for the next little bit is to do a survey of the seep site, just a visual kind of like, running a couple of parallel lines to visually examine the fauna and the sort of patchiness of the microbial mats and stuff here. So apparently what they found when they encountered the site was that it's a pretty small crater. And so we should be able to just on, the tether, run some lines and scope the site out.
Sure, do you want them like, like kind of survey lines? I can do the,
Yeah.
I can let the Doppler do it or if you want them like proper lines or
Whatever's
just drive
easiest.
around.
I think like, maybe a set of, well, however many it takes to cover the width of the site. And I think they imagine it's only about 10 meters.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll just go ahead and see if I can get 10 meters out of it here. I guess we'll see. We're in a little bowl, you're saying, right?
Yeah.
So, okay. So we've got a lot of mud on us too, I was told, and
I wonder
can
where
feel
that
it.
came
So
from.
as we do this, it might get a little bit messy if we're going back over our tracks a little bit here.
Okay.
I can see it pooling up under the sub there now.
If you think we need to just exit the area and kind of do a little shake,
Yeah.
we can do that. We've got plenty of time to explore, and we don't have any additional waypoints, but we have some areas to go, so taking some time to clear the mud off might be helpful.
Yeah. We'll see here. There's some current too. I'll just do this line. Like it's coming off now.
Yeah. So I'll keep an eye on the DVL nav or whatever screen you guys call that now to just kind of see what the perimeter is, and maybe we could even mark that out.
Yeah.
But it already seems like this area is definitely non-seep.
And do we want the Norbit on right now? It's got a hard ground fault on it, so I think if we're using it, that's fine. But if we're not using it, we'll turn it off.
We could turn it off. We're not really using it right now.
Okay.
Roger.
You want to get that, Randy?
Sure. Orbit off.
That's about the end of my leash there.
Yeah, and I think this is definitely one end because it's outside of mat area. There's no.
Yeah.
So we can step
I can
over.
just go due east or west from here.
Yeah.
And just draw a box. I'll go to the east. Can you come down a few meters with Argus, Randy?
Sure. Coming in 2 meters.
Take him down to 17.
17. Build it up. Roger.
Okay, I'll push ahead out here.
What is that fish? Oh, that fish caught something. It caught an eel. Or eel power or something.
Reverse is not going to work very well.
Yeah.
Yeah, yep. Sablefish got dinner.
All right.
Wow.
Wow.
So
I know, that
is a big jelly.
This was one of the ones that's so silly. Like we were talking about common names earlier. The common name for this jellyfish is big red. Like that's its name, big red jellyfish.
I mean,
effective, I guess.
Yeah.
What it is.
Makes it easier to understand from a science communication standpoint.
Sure. Yeah, the difference between the really wide tentacles on that one and the little skinny tentacles on the Paralia.
So I guess I would say we want to try to. Do you have a sense of where the seep is relative to the direction you're moving, Mike?
It is to the northwest of us now.
Okay, so you're kind of stepping over and then you're going to step north?
Yeah, I went south and now east. And I can go back to the north.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
I want to try and draw a box around it.
Yeah, I guess we can draw a box and then maybe fill it in. Is that the idea that you're thinking?
Yep. Seems to be about as far as I can go here. Yeah, I'm going to go back to the north, turn the long way around.
Oh, you're yanking me, I think, Mike.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
To get closer to you.
Or I could change my heading if you want.
Yeah, let me get a bit closer to you first.
All right.
I'm gonna pull you around.
That up ahead just looks like the crater edge, doesn't it?
Yeah. All right. Let this blow away for a minute.
I think right now we're still okay on our task at hand, but we may need something after we do this with time.
Yeah, so we do have a plan. It's going to be navigating back towards the canyon wall, so there aren't, we don't have to go due north to waypoint 4 again. We could go kind of northeast maybe to reach the wall and then traverse along it, see what we find. And we can go up to those waypoints that are a little bit up the wall that are kind of due north of waypoint 4 if we have time. So the end of the dive, we're hoping to find methane hydrate still. We haven't been successful in finding large quantities. And then maybe clams. We haven't seen any clams on this dive. That would be the 2 last samples that we're hoping to find.
Okay, yeah, we are we're 300 meters from the wall at a 035 bearing, so we're ready to do that after we do this site survey, looking at the crater.
Yeah, I think our watch is the Explorer watch. The others kind of take care of the main site sampling and.
Yes, the pressure of samples.
Maybe we'll find some hydrate.
Yeah,
that would be neat.
When we least expect it.
Yeah.
Should I change my heading, Mike, to 035?
Yeah.
Okay, roger.
Yeah, you can just try and follow me around as best you can.
Yeah, roger.
So it seems like every time they've come to this part of the canyon, they found some hydrate. We saw some in 2016 that we were able to sample, but we haven't found enough to warrant using the sampler yet.
Let's see if I have room to get over here and take a northerly heading.
Yeah, that looks like it would follow the one edge.
Yeah. Pushing it with Argus though.
Do you need a vessel move?
I don't know. We're right at the extent, but it's good because this doesn't go any further over, so.
Okay.
That's all there is to it.
Yeah, they did say it was small.
I'm so impressed by how consistent these 2 stars have been, you know?
Yeah,
like it has just been like a whole blanket of them all everywhere we've gone.
Yeah, I'm just gonna try and back down it, but I'll probably get to the other side and just come forward again. It's not it's covered in muck here. Yeah, it's useless. Gonna wait here for a minute.
If you have questions for the team and are following along, send them in. Happy to include you in the conversation. Great time to get your questions in as we're surveying the site and getting prepared to head off on some more exploration. haven't checked it out yet and click on the gallery, there's a new blog written about this expedition and its goals if you want to catch up on the basics of methane seeps or let us know your question. There's also a photo album from our last expedition. I want to see a few more images from around the ship as we were investigating the anoxic basins of Santa Barbara Basin. Tammy, what are the green lasers? People want to know.
That's like an ROV question.
Everybody should know that.
It's measuring device, essentially. It's 10 centimeters apart, so it kind of lets us know how big or small something is as soon as the lasers kind of cross over the object we are looking at.
Yeah, I'll go in another pass. Yeah.
How often do our teams switch? Anybody want to take that one?
Yeah, we switch out usually, well, the science team switches out every expedition, so depending on the length, it's usually 1 to about 3 weeks. We have a new science team aboard. And then the rest of the team, the operators out here for the vehicles and nav and mapping and video tend to be out for maybe a couple of expeditions in a row, some as long as 3 months. So it really varies by position.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if that was a watch schedule question. If it was, we change our watch schedule every 4 hours. So there are 3 teams that trade it in and out around the clock.
Yeah, it doesn't look natural, does it?
Yeah, it's like a log.
We'll get it on the next pass.
Yeah, I was wondering what that was.
Yeah.
It was a methane log, methane hydrate log. That would be a discovery.
Well, I've seen tree logs floating around out here.
Mm-hmm. Have you seen them on the surface today?
Yeah, yesterday.
Oh.
Okay. So if you're watching at home, we let you figure out which watch you would prefer to be on. If you are out here, we have the 12 to 4s, which AM and PM, midnight to 4 a.m., noon to 4 p.m., 4 to 8 a.m. and PM, or 8 to 12, so you're 8 a.m. to noon, 8 p.m. to midnight.
I'm enjoying the 4 to 8 shift. Getting up a little early.
Yeah.
But it's exciting in the morning.
Right, because you get to see the site we're about to dive on. Help pick out those seeps.
Yeah. Seep picking, dive, planning, get the vehicle in the water, and then go enjoy the live stream.
Yeah, most of us go from the van to the lounge or somewhere where we can watch the dive in other places on the vessel. Go watch from the data lab while you're working on some things.
I love this. I love our viewers that have obviously been exploring with us for a long time. Question is, why are there no SCFs on this expedition? You know our acronyms. That's excellent. Our Science Communication Fellow program was deferred for the last year due to COVID mitigation on board and needing to reduce the number of personnel sailing at sea. We're really excited to be bringing it back this year. So, but those decisions are being made as we were in the midst of our expedition planning process. So we're too close to this expedition to be able to make it happen for this one. But you can expect to start having science communication fellows and interns from our science and engineering internship program out beginning with the next leg with Ocean Networks Canada and continuing through the year.
Yep, we miss having them aboard. It definitely adds to the conversation on watch.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's always neat to see someone getting usually their first experience at sea and, you know, all the excitement that comes with that.
Yeah, there's a gap in mine. But they can, absolutely.
It's pretty neat. We're looking kind of like the transition between the
Oh, I'm outside of it now. It's not.
the microbial mat and the pretty generic seafloor.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's like the fringes.
Yeah.
Yeah, not where I wanted to be.
Is that a sit-down spot?
Yep.
If you wondered kind of what the shape of the bottom of the ROV is,
There it is.
a nice square.
We've joked a lot about putting like an OET compass rose in the
Mhm.
grading on the bottom. So big H maybe, a little heart print. All right, Nicole, what is the source of methane seeps? Talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, there are a couple of sources, and part of the reason we're out here sampling the gases is to be able to differentiate between deeper sources that would come through like the mantle. But most of this is, we're on a sediment wedge that's being subducted, and there's lots of organic matter that's collected over the years that has decayed and produced methane that is finding its way out through conduits in the sediment. So that's the majority of this gas that we're seeing. And what the crater that we're seeing is actually probably, you know, an example of where there was a large pocket of methane trapped that was released. And so, you know, it left a void. The sediment, you know, collapsed down and left this pit.
Yeah, you'd commonly call this feature on the seafloor like a pockmark,
Mm-hmm.
which is attributed to the depression and fluid flow. And I think we check all the boxes at this site.
Yeah.
So interesting that they've like caught things in each of them, whatever this is, you know, piece of log or something. And the others this morning had bits of net that had tumbled down into them and were trapped at the bottom.
Like a collection point because it's such a low. Yeah. So you could see on screen pretty clearly now the bubble stream coming out of the center of the pockmark.
Pretty neat little spot.
Yeah. So
I'd say that's it for.
why don't, before we go, we just take one zoom on that material that was in the bottom of the pit? I'm just kind of curious.
Yep.
That's a good question. What happens to Herc and Argus during the off season? Mike, did you get involved in any of the off season work and maintenance this year?
No, I'm generally not a part of that. I'm just kind of a full-time ROV contractor. But they go back home in San Pedro, and they go in the UTC facility these days. And yeah, there's a bit of a winter maintenance program for them. So a lot of where we do seasons, it lends well to having a, you know, maintenance season, and there's some preventative maintenance that can be done yearly like that, where so hopefully we won't have to deal with those things in the field. And it's a good time. For the last few years, there have been significant upgrades to the systems and the vessel and stuff like that.
I know the scientists remarked on how neat Hercules looked this year when they saw it. So they, you know, were remembering, I suppose, or noticing how just all of the lines and all of the both hydraulic lines and everything that runs along the vehicle frame were very tidy. So it's clear that a lot of work is done to make sure it's in good shape.
For sure.
Now, if you want to check out a little more about the systems, I click over to the science and tech pages on Nautilus Live, and you can click in there. It'll give you kind of the running stats of Hercules and Argus, but also Little Hercules and Atalanta and the multi-beam system and the telepresence system. Kind of get you into the stats and an idea of the number of systems that are there. Folks also want to know about the upgrades to the ship. Want to talk about those?
Yeah, so Nautilus is no longer a 64-meter vessel. It's 68 meters in a little bit, I think. So we had a stern extension put on, and if you're able to see the back deck, or when you're able to see the back deck, there's a big yellow crane in the starboard corner of the ship, and that's to launch and recover autonomous systems that we're going to be bringing out later in the year. So we'll bring out Drix, which is a survey vessel for seafloor mapping, and some other autonomous systems as well, AUVs and those types of things. And so in order to have the right amount of space on deck for all of these new robotic assets that are part of a collaboration, which is called the Ocean Exploration Cooperative Institute, we needed a slightly longer working deck. So it's worked out rather nice. The ship still seems to ride just as smoothly as it had. And we have a little bit of extra storage space down below, which is nice for those of us who need to bring expendable materials, things like for sampling and whatnot, to see.
Yeah, definitely. And it just, I'm amazed how it looks so well integrated, you know, being here. I'm always a little, I have to think about it to think, and if you're watching on Channel 3, you can see that view now that the stern rail was just behind the white crane, the branded white crane that says Nautilus Live on it. And so just to imagine, you know, all that space tacked on.
Yeah, and it's one of those things that we had been talking about for a very long time, having done, and it's kind of incredible that it happened, really. I think it's good for the future operations of the vessel to have that extra space for flexible operations. You can also add a lab van or, you know, another kind of van on there to support other operations.
It's difficult to get in here now. There's so much mess stirred up.
Do you think waiting it out a few minutes will help, or it's just like a tornado of sediment?
Yeah, we're carrying, I don't know, we're carrying a lot of dirt on us. The vehicle's quite heavy, and so flying around there, it's stirring it up as I go, because I have to thrust a lot.
The next thing we'll do is a nice little bit of a transit, so we
can
so it'll get rid of all of them.
Yeah. You can give it a minute if you like. I think it is probably in the frame.
Yeah, it looks like it might clear, so let's just wait.
Also talking about new and bigger, last year we went from 2 vans for control room to 3. So we have a whole onboard live broadcast studio, as well as all the control for the science team to be on a complete separate row for themselves to overlook stadium style the ROV pilots, as well as see our nice big monitors now, as well as adding some other little features like our ever so popular telestrator that all the scientists seem to love, and I think it's really helpful for the ROV pilots as well.
Definitely. Now we got upgraded. We got to come up 2 decks.
Yeah.
With the broadcast studio. And if you're interested in connecting with the ship, if you have a classroom, a camp, a community event, and you would like explorers from Nautilus to talk one-on-one with you at that event, we host free live ship-to-shore interactions scheduled for your calendar, and you can find those by clicking the education page and then request a connection. And we will, wherever you are in the world, 7 days a week, while the ship is at sea, so any time from now to the end of December, connect with you for a Q&A with students and just a deeper chance to talk one-on-one with our team.
I don't know, Mike.
And you can see it in the bubble cam just billowing up out of there too.
Yeah,
We were talking about watches a minute ago. This is my least favorite watch because it's the end of the dive and it's got 2 watches of dirt on the vehicle.
You tell those other pilots to clean up their act.
Yeah.
I don't know who's augering it into the dirt.
Guess we need an end of second watch shake.
Yeah. That would be nice.
Yeah.
This really is the cleanup crew here.
Yeah.
All right, we got some big time science questions coming in. Is the chemical signature of methane seeps on Cascadia margin different from the chemical signature of methane seeps associated with hydrocarbon deposits? Thoughts?
Methane is a hydrocarbon, so they're all hydrocarbons if they're a methane seep.
Okay.
But if they're talking about like a oil and gas seep, there are spots on Cascadia that have signatures that it's thermally created, which would be the similar process that creates oil and gas deposits deep in the earth. There's also a lot of seeps that are just shallow generated biogenic.
But then I think one of the interesting things that the chemists on this cruise are doing is looking at the signature of individual seeps. So they are a little different from each other, and so they're learning about how that varies when you change latitude as we go north or south along the margin, and even across different environments from shelf to canyon to some of the deeper areas. We don't quite get to abyssal plain, but we were on that ridge, and I think tomorrow's dive is a deep dive. It's going to be 1,600 meters, I think, so about twice as deep as we are now. Oh, wow. Well, Mike, I don't know. I'm about ready to abandon
I'm happy
this.
to give it up. You're not
Yeah. Some things are meant to remain a mystery.
It's frustrating.
So let's make tracks, I suppose, to the northeast to join, to look along the canyon wall.
Sure. We'll give it a second anyway while I'm talking to Jeff here.
Okay.
I also like this question, is methane detectable at the surface via smell? Tamara was filling us in on the last watch that it's the hydrogen sulfide chemical that creates the rotten egg smell, not the methane itself. And so the methane itself doesn't actually have any signature smell associated with it. The question asked then, can you like smell these from the surface? But it depths this deep, only at methane seeps that are in about 100-meter depth range do we have it confirmed that the bubbles are reaching the surface and actually releasing the methane. I think that's one of the fascinating things about this as we talk about methane. It's a greenhouse gas. It has all these impacts in the community, but it's being captured here in the water column and the seafloor by this ecosystem. So that's kind of an ecosystem service to keep the methane from just releasing all over in the environment and processing it in different ways.
It does have some impact. I mean, it depletes the environment of oxygen, so that's why we're actually really low in oxygen right now if people are looking at our data graphs.
So it's going to be 031 heading or bearing.
When we were working in the Gulf of Mexico and the seeps had oil coatings on them,
Tammy, can you zoom in there?
You could see some of those at the surface, which was, you know, the oil coating kind of preserved the bubbles all the way up.
Can we have 230 meters at 031 bearing?
Any ideas, Mike?
I don't know. There comes more mud. This is falling down the other side now.
Thank you.
Okay, full wide, you got it.
I think it is just like a stick or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which that's interesting in and of itself because there are scientists who study woodfalls and the communities that are associated with them. And we've been on cruises where there are specific scientists who are following along from shore and have asked for those, their own little ecosystems in and of themselves.
God, what a mess.
Yeah.
It's gonna get up, probably come up a few meters, Randy.
All right, roger.
Gonna go high for a couple of minutes and get this stuff off us.
Oh, look at the